Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Group on YouTube. Today I have my rankings, my top 10 favourite New Japan stars currently at the moment. That's important, so that's working in New Japan, contracted to New Japan Wrestling, and it's going to be my top 10. So obviously 10 being the lower, down to 1 being the highest. A lot harder than what I thought it'd be, to be honest. It's not as eye-catching as it used to be, obviously, with the likes of Kenny Omega and Jay White. Aussie Open even recently leaving, it's left some holes in the company, but there's still some massive talent that's there available for everyone to watch. And to be honest with you, did go back and forth a couple of times on this list. And I put someone in and then took them out, and then put someone else in and then took them out, and I've gone back and forth, but I'm happy with the top 10 that I've come up with. But like I say, could have done 15, could have done a 20. Some big names that I've managed to leave out, and some names that may be surprising to some. But again, I've gone for favourites, so it's not who I deem to be the absolute best, but it's who I enjoy tuning in to watch. So without further ado, I'm going to go through my top 10. Oh, and feel free to leave me your list of top 10 favourite New Japan wrestlers currently in New Japan. Number 10 is Master Wato. There's no surprise there. If you watch my top 10 under 30 wrestlers in the world, Master Wato featured on that, so it should be no surprise that, of course, he is in this list. He's entered in this list. Comes in at number 10 because he hasn't done too much in the company as of yet, but he still definitely is someone that I'll go every time I see his name. I'll go and check it out. He won the best of the Super Juniors this year in a fantastic final match, and then had a fantastic match against Takahashi for the championship. Unfortunately, wasn't able to win the belt, but he looks like he's going to have a bright future. And like I say, if you haven't checked out me top 10 under 30s, go and have a little look at that. Master Wato does feature on it. If you haven't seen any of his matches, I definitely recommend those two I've just said. Also the match at Wrestle Kingdom from earlier in the year, the Fatal 4-Way, another fantastic match, another chance just missed out on becoming the best of the junior heavyweight champion. But there's no shock, Master Wato, he's been doing some great stuff in New Japan, and he definitely has to make my top 10 list. Coming in at number 9 is the Bone Soldier, Ishimori. A fantastic athlete. He's done some brilliant stuff in New Japan. Again, he's always a force in the best of Super Juniors. He's always someone to look out for. He's had fantastic reigns with the titles previously. But anytime, again, still even now, anytime I see his name on a match card, I will check out Ishimori's match, because like I say, another one fantastic. He's had some absolute classic matches in the past, especially with the likes of Takahashi. He's just superb talent, absolutely one of the best in the world in that division. So Ishimori is number 9. Flying through these, number 8 is Minoru Suzuki. Now Suzuki's always been a massive favourite of mine ever since I've started watching Japan. I think he's fantastic. I think he's brilliant. I love his smash mouth style. I love his little psychotic little faces he pulls during matches. He does and stuff like that. He's had some great matches, especially against Ishii. Some sick matches against Ishii. He's had some great bangers in the past against the likes of Okada, even John Moxley when Moxley's gone over to Japan on occasion, or when he teamed with Archer against Moxley and Eddie Kingston. So Suzuki's always been a massive favourite of mine. It's a surprise to me how he's never been a world champ, because he does have a really good following. And again, he is someone that you'd expect every time you see in the ring, you'd expect him to win no matter who he's against, because he's just brutal and he's so fun to watch. Would be higher up the list, but he hasn't done overly too much over the past year or so, unfortunately. Even when he done his tour of the US, I think there was only a handful of matches he actually won. Obviously he won the Ring of Honor Television Championship, but then lost it straight away to Samoa Joe, which was unfortunate. But again, Suzuki is got to be someone that if I see his name on a card, I'm going to go and check his match out. But like I say, unfortunately, Suzuki hasn't done too much as of late, and that's why he's a little bit higher up on the list than I would have had him maybe a year or so ago. But then again, if you're looking at a year or so ago, Jay White would have been number one, you know what I mean? And he's not even in the list because obviously he's in AEW now. So, but yeah, Minoru Suzuki, again, if you haven't seen any of his matches, then, well, there's no way you're watching a New Japan video supporting New Japan and not actually have seen a Suzuki match. So, we'll scrap that one. But, I mean, especially with Ishii, anytime them two are in the ring together, it's just going nuts. They just absolutely pummel the crap out of each other, and I absolutely love it. That is one match I would watch each and every single week. If they faced every week, I would tune in and watch that every week. So that's number 8 with Suzuki. Coming in at number 7, again, might be surprising how low down he is, but Tetsuya Naito. Unfortunately, again, it's with Naito, is as of late, probably last year or so, he's not really done a lot, which is really, really disappointing. You know, he's had fantastic history, fantastic career, and they just seem to have dropped the ball with him, don't know what to do with him. Like, for the most part, for me, he just spends his time in 8-man, 6-man tag matches. It's just like, what are you doing with the lad? He's such a talent. Obviously, he had a massive history with the Intercontinental Championship, which obviously when that went down, and they scrapped it for, I still don't understand the reasons behind that, but when they scrapped that, you know, he sort of just got lost a bit. I mean, why he isn't in the US Championship hunt, even the Never Openweight Championship hunt, I have no clue. Even the what's it, the Carl, is it the blue belt, the King of Pro Wrestling belt? Like, why isn't he going for that? Like, he just needs to be going for the singles title. He hasn't had one for a while. You know, again, even in the G1 and stuff, he doesn't really look like he's ever going to win it again. So for me, unfortunately, Naito, you have come in at number 7, but again, a couple of years ago, would have easily made top 5, maybe even top 3. He's such a fantastic talent, and he is a name that I will obviously go out my way and watch a lot of his stuff, but man, I can't watch every single 8-man tag match and 10-man tag match that New Japan put out, because the overkill of it for me, so I don't tend to watch them as much. But I mean, if it's still interesting enough, I will check it out. But Tetsuya Naito, unfortunately, because of the way you've been booked and the way you've been handled over the past year, maybe 2 years, you come in at number 7 instead of a lot higher up. Coming in number 6, Hiroshi Tanahashi. To me, Tanahashi is a strange one. When I first started watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, I wasn't really that into him, to be honest. He sort of grew on me and then grew on me, and I absolutely love him now. Like, I will check out his stuff, you know. Even when they done the Impact and New Japan crossover, I went out my way to watch, which was quite poor, to be fair. But you know, he had another good showing. Like, his matches are always of a high standard, aren't they? Even at the age that he's at. But like, at the time when I first come in to watch New Japan, I didn't really get the hype in that, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, I got sucked into it. I mean, I'd say about maybe a year into me watching New Japan, maybe just over. Obviously, he took the belt off Kenny Omega, which didn't help. That put him down in my estimation, but we know all the background that went on behind that. So, but yeah, Tanahashi is definitely someone that I will go out my way to watch now. You know, he had a great match against Mox, even at Forbidden Door last year. Absolutely loving team with Okada at the moment, and obviously they've got Ishii in the team now too, because they weren't able to capture the normal tag belts, and then they ended up getting the 6-man. But yeah, like, Tanahashi and Okada for me is a great team. I love it. I'm here for it 100%, and I hope they ride it out as long as possible. But yeah, Tanahashi comes in, just pips Naito in at number 6. Number 5 might be surprising to a few of you, but if you actually watch his wrestling, then I'm sure you won't be surprised. Is Jeff Cobb. What a fantastic talent, absolute beast of a man. That Tour of the Islands finisher is absolutely superb. First come across Jeff Cobb probably in Ring of Honor. He was brilliant in Ring of Honor. He was the Ring of Honor television champion. Then obviously he done them, was it like 2 matches in AEW or 2 appearances, 1 match in AEW? You know, I got absolutely buzzing when that happened because I thought Jeff Cobb in AEW would have been fantastic in it, and there wasn't overly too many new signings. Like it wasn't like a new sign every month like it seems to be at the moment, or it has been the last like year. But you know, Jeff Cobb, it doesn't matter what he does. Like I think he's found his absolute perfect fitting in New Japan. And you know, when he went over to New Japan, I was excited. Seeing the showings that in his matches he had in the G1 were just perfect, absolutely brilliant. You know, just dominating after dominating, then he joined the United Empire and become even better. So Jeff Cobb, obviously, like I say, if you've seen him, if you've seen anything of him, he's a fantastic talent, a phenomenal talent, future world champion for me. So, I mean, if you watch it, then there's no surprise Jeff Cobb comes in at number 5. But, like I say, absolutely superb. And hopefully, he's going to get a big singles title sometime soon. Number 4, Shingo Takagi. Absolute beast of a man. Brilliant, the Dragon. He's superb. I still don't understand how he was in the Best of the Super Juniors all them years ago, but that was like my first big watch into Shingo was the Best of Super Juniors. That was back when I could watch New Japan each and every single day, like non-stop. And obviously with work and stuff like that now, I can't watch it as much. That was back when I used to work late at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I could watch New Japan live and then just get dressed and go to work. But I can't do that unfortunately anymore. But Shingo, absolutely fantastic. What a beast. You know, he had a good run with the Never Openweight Champion. The Never Openweight Championship. He had a short run with the World Championship. Hopefully, we'll get to see him back in the World Title hunt again soon. You know, he's had the blue strap for a little while, and then lost it. But you know, again, he's another name. If he's booked, I'm gonna watch him. You know, hopefully he'll be doing something big for Forbidden Door. You know, a big singles match, maybe someone like Claudio or something like that. You know, Samoa Joe even. You know, some big guys that he could fight and have good battles with and good matches with. So I'm interested to see if they do book him and what they're gonna do with him on Forbidden Door. So that is number 4 is Shingo. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic talent. Number 3, should be no surprise, is, because I've mentioned him that many times already, Hiromu Takahashi. Superb. I will admit, I am a little bit bored that he won Best of Super Juniors 3 or 4 times in a row. And, you know, I think he's been Best of Super Juniors champion. I keep saying it. Junior Heavyweight champion probably more than anyone else. He's defined the division, to be fair to him, and he stayed when a lot of people have gone up. But for me, Takahashi, it's about time he started moving up the rankings. Give him an IWGP US Championship or even the Never Openweight Championship. Give him a singles run. See, this is why I think we still need the Intercontinental. I think he'd be a fantastic Intercontinental champion. You know, obviously with the US, they like to obviously mix it in with the American side of it. Obviously like AEW and New Japan Strong. With the IC, they could have easily have just added on Takahashi and he could have had it just in Japan. But, you know, even still, he's fantastic, phenomenal. He's still putting out bangers. That match, like I say, against Master Wato was superb. So there's no surprise Takahashi comes in. He's been probably the stonewall of the Best of Super Juniors in the whole time I've watched New Japan Pro Wrestling. And you know what? He is someone I will say now, I don't remember a single bad Takahashi match. I mean, there's been other names on this list where I've watched and the match hasn't been great. To be fair, not a lot, but still. But with Takahashi, I can't pinpoint or think of right now anyway a single poor match of Takahashi's in his career. He's had some fantastic matches against Ishimori, fantastic matches against Will Osprey. He obviously had that great match against Master Wato. He's had some fantastic matches against El Desperado. You know, you could just literally name a who's who in the Super Juniors division, and he's had great matches with them. So it's no shock that Takahashi comes in at number 3. And there's only 2 men in the company for me that could beat Takahashi. Number 2, now this might come as a shock, number 2 is the Rainmaker. Kazuchika Okada comes in at number 2. Not number 1, number 2. Like, Okada's fantastic. There's no doubt he's one of the greatest in the world. He's probably the best that they've had in New Japan for the last 5-6 years. You know, absolutely superb. Even when he had his 720-day reign of terror or whatever it was, you know, and he faced Sanada about 8 times. You know, that's why I was shocked when Sanada actually beat Okada, because I think the record was something like 9-0 or something, 9-0, going into the match, and then obviously Sanada won. But Okada's just had fantastic matches after fantastic matches. He's had good showings in the G1. You know, he's been world champion, he's been the Stonewall, he's been the face of the company for so long. You know, he's faced absolute phenomenal talents in Naito, in Ibushi, in Jay White, in literally anyone you can list. And I'm so excited for him to face Danielson at Forbidden Door. And again, like I say, he's been tag teaming lately with Tanahashi, which I'm all here for. I think it's superb. You know, even when he had his stint with Noah for that match, you know, after he got kicked in the nose and just went absolute nuts and pummeled the hell out of that fella. That's the Okada I like. Just brutal Okada, just go for it. He turns up in Noah, lays out Kimiyoya with the Rainmaker, and then does the match. And then after he pins him, flips his belt on the shoulder and just leaves. I thought that was absolutely superb. I think I've watched that about 2 or 3 times, and hopefully with Kimiyoya being in the G1 this year, hopefully we get to see that match again, because I rate both of them. I do. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, and then obviously we've also got Okada, which, let's face it, is probably the biggest known Japanese wrestler of the last 5 or so years. You know, he's had them absolute bangers with Kenny Omega as well. So absolutely no surprise that he makes this list, but probably is a surprise to some that he's not number 1. So Kazuchika Okada is number 2. So who's number 1? And it isn't Zack Sabre Jr. Unfortunately, just missed out on my list. It has to be, and I know a lot of you are going to pull a face, but come on, Will Osprey. Will Osprey, what a talent, what a superb, phenomenal talent. He is just amazing. I've watched him for years. I've watched him, I can't even remember when I watched him in Ring of Honor. I watched him, what was that, what was it, What Culture? No, what the hell was the name of that company that used to do, run on YouTube, and they made themselves go bust? I can't even think. I should have looked it up, really. I can't think. If you remember, let me know in the comments. I'm sure you do. I'm sure as soon as the video finishes, I'm going to remember, because I've posted a good few bits about it in the group. I can't remember. It wasn't What Culture, was it? That's the WE fan marks page, isn't it? I can't remember now. It's going to kill me. Anyway, I watched him in that when he was doing the Swords of Essex. You know, obviously watched him early days in New Japan when he was doing the Best of Super Juniors. He was having fantastic matches with, like say, Takahashi, Kushida, Marty Scale, you know, some absolute names, you know, and doing Ring of Honor as well in the young days. He's done absolutely everything, you know what I mean? He's won the New Japan Cup, he's been the world champion, he's been the US champion, you know, I don't think he wasn't the IC, was he? He's been Rev Pro champion. But I mean, he's just had an absolute fantastic career, phenomenal career, and again, absolute banger after banger. And I don't know, again, same, I can't remember a single Will Ospreay match that was poor. I even like the one that no one even seems to like, apart from a couple of us, which is the one with him and Ricochet, where they just literally flippy-floppy all over the ring. Do you know what? I thought that was the best match of that year. I thought it was superb. But at New Japan, you can't watch New Japan and not watch Will Ospreay. You know, he's doing some fantastic things, and he has been doing some fantastic things, especially when they let him leave Chaos and go on and form his own faction in the United Empire, which I believe is the best faction probably in the world of wrestling. Maybe Yeah, I'd say it's the best faction in the world of pro wrestling right now, with Blackpool Combat Club coming in slightly at number two. Probably just because they've been around a bit longer. But do you know what? Will Osprey, like I'll say it a million times over, go if you don't like Will Osprey, fine. A lot of people don't, but it can be the same with Kazuchika Okada. It can be the same with Tetsuya Naito. But for me, Will Osprey is the man, and I like I've met Will Osprey. I like say I've followed his career for years, and I'm so made up when he finally became world champ, and hopefully he gets that world championship back again. But Will Osprey, doesn't matter what company he's in, what promotion, what match, what championship he's going for, or anything. Like, if Will Ospreay's name is attached to it, I will watch that, no doubt. 100% I will watch that match. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. I think he's superb, and that is why he is number one on my list. And to be honest with you, I should have run it down, but I'll run it down now. I normally run it down for number one, but I got overly excited to tell you that Will Ospreay is my number one pick. So I'll go through top 10 of my favourite New Japan stars in the company as of right now. And that is number 10, Master Wato. Number 9, Ishimori. Number 8, Minoru Suzuki. Number 7, Tetsuya Naito. Number 6, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Number 5 Jeff Cobb. Number 4, Shingo Takagi. Number 3, Hiromu Takahashi. Number 2, Kazuchika Okada. And number 1 is Little Billy Goat Will Osprey. So, as always, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of my top 10 list. Let me know if there's anyone that I should have put in the list. I'm sure many of you will say Zack Sabre Jr. Probably Kenseth as well. But let me know in the comments who you'd swap out, who you'd put in. Let me know your top 10s. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, because this one is a favourites one, not just a normal rankings where I go and watch different videos and different matches and stuff and rank them. This is just based on who I watch currently, or who I look forward to watching currently in New Japan, and I want to know yours. So let me know in the comment section below. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you to everyone who watches this video and any of my videos going forward. So I'm really excited for New Japan this year. Forbidden Door is going to be absolutely epic, especially, like I say, with Danielson and Okada already confirmed. That is going to be, I'd say, match of the year.